The alarms started screaming before sunrise. Red warning lights flashed across the Apex Horizon logistics floor in Denver as conveyor belts ground to a halt mid-motion and forklifts froze like statues. A supervisor shouted across the chaos, "Who killed Lane 7?" while a driver slammed his palm against a touchscreen that had gone dead without warning. In the center of it all, Amelia was already moving. "Don't touch that," she said sharply, catching a panicked employee by the wrist. "You'll corrupt the reroute." "But the system—" "I am the system," Amelia cut in, already walking away. She crossed the floor fast, eyes flicking from screen to screen. A truck stuck at the gate, rerouted in 2 taps. A payroll freeze for the night shift, authorized with a thumbprint while walking. A server temperature spike, handled before alarms could escalate. She stepped into the server room and placed her hand on the biometric panel. Aegis system, active integrity, 100%, she exhaled once. Upstairs, far from the noise and consequences, Oliver laughed. He stood in his glass-walled office, scotch in hand, the Denver skyline stretched out like a trophy behind him. Pressed against his arm was Jessica Vale, red dress, perfect smile, public relations director by title and something far more personal in reality. "To the merger," Oliver said, lifting his glass. 48 hours and Apex Horizon becomes untouchable. Jessica clinked her glass against his. "You already are." Amelia walked in without knocking. Oliver didn't even turn. "You're late." "It's 9:12, Amelia replied evenly, "and your offshore accounts are out of compliance." That made him turn. "Relax," Oliver said. "It's accounting noise." "It's felony noise," Amelia said, setting her tablet down. "Aegis will flag it during the audit sweep." Oliver waved his hand dismissively. "Then tell your system to look the other way." Amelia's jaw tightened. "It doesn't work like that." Jessica laughed softly. "You worry too much, Amelia." Amelia looked at her, then back at Oliver. "If I'm removed from Apex, Aegis initiates a full compliance lockdown." Oliver smiled wider. "Good thing you're indispensable." For a fraction of a second, something unreadable crossed Amelia's face. Then she nodded once and left. "Before we go further, if you love stories where arrogance meets consequences, hit like, subscribe to True Spark Stories, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now. I genuinely love reading those." Now watch closely. 2 days later, Amelia was called into Oliver's office again. This time the door was closed. Oliver didn't offer her a seat. Jessica sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone like this was an inconvenience she'd already grown bored of. "We're restructuring," Oliver said, eyes fixed on a document. "The board wants a different operational profile." Amelia waited. "You're terminated," he continued flatly. "Effective immediately." Silence. "Does the board know?" Amelia asked. Oliver finally looked up, smiling. "I am the board." Amelia studied him, the red dress, the signed merger documents behind his desk. "Are you sure you want to do this?" she asked calmly. "You don't know how this machine runs?" Oliver laughed. "I built it." "No," Amelia replied. "You branded it." Jessica smirked. "Security will escort you out." Amelia stood. No anger, no pleading. She removed her badge and placed it on the desk. As she walked through the lobby, HR finalized her status. Employment terminated deep inside the building. Servers pulsed red. Primary administrator removed, threat detected, initiating Aegis lockdown. Amelia stepped into the cold Denver air. Her phone vibrated. "Aegis protocol ready, confirm?" She paused. Then swiped. She dropped the phone into a trash can and kept walking as laughter drifted from the penthouse above. The next morning, Oliver stood on stage at the merger. Ceremony. Cameras rolling live. Today, he announced, Apex Horizon enters a new era. Every screen behind him went black. Phones began ringing in the audience. Bankers stood up shouting. Investors stared at frozen dashboards. Red text filled the screens. Unauthorized liquidation, detected assets, secured authorities. Notified Oliver spun toward his IT team. Fix it. We can't, one whispered. We don't have the keys. Doors burst open. Oliver, an agent announced. You're under arrest. Jessica froze. This is a mistake, she screamed. Oliver shouted, She hacked me. Amelia watched the broadcast later, arms crossed, expression unreadable. In court, her voice never shook. I didn't hack anything, she said. I built a system designed to refuse criminal behavior. Oliver received 25 years. 6 months later, Apex Horizon was gone. Amelia was blacklisted. Silas Kincaid laughed when he heard she'd bought the abandoned Apex truck yard. She won't last, he said. But Amelia didn't need permission. Drivers remembered her. Mechanics remembered her. Dispatchers remembered who actually solved problems at 3 a.m. Veritas Logistics was born quietly. Then winter came. The storm buried highways, collapsed power grids, and pushed hospitals into emergency mode. Insulin ran out. Food shipments stalled. City officials called Silas Kincaid. No, he said. Insurance won't cover it. They called Amelia next. She listened. You do have an option, she said. Give me 30 minutes. She turned to her dispatcher. Call everyone. Phones lit up across the city. What's the pay? A driver asked. Double, Amelia said, and no pressure. I'm in. Chains clanked. Engines roared. The ghost fleet rolled out into the storm. They delivered insulin, food, heat. News cameras caught everything. Who are they? A reporter asked. Veritas Logistics, a nurse replied. They showed up. If you're still watching, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Ghost Fleet below. This is where consequences land. City councils audited monopolies. Contracts shifted. Silas paid a visit. Sell, he told Amelia, or I'll crush you. You'll try, she said. He did. Permits stalled. Complaints surfaced. Inspectors arrived. Amelia welcomed them. Everything was clean. Silas wasn't. Federal indictments followed. Months later, Amelia sat across from Oliver in prison. You won, he said bitterly. You lost before you fired me, she replied. I was unlucky. No, Amelia said. You removed integrity from the system. She stood. You owned the title. I owned the outcome. Outside, her phone buzzed. Veritas Logistics. Contract approved. Silas Kincaid watched his empire collapse on the news. Amelia drove home through clean winter air. System ready. If you stayed until the end, like the video, subscribe to True Spark Stories, comment your city and time, and remember, empires don't fall because of enemies. They fall because of arrogance.